Hi and welcome to another RC Pilot Pete Watson video. Today I want to share with you my video on the build I did of TB60 from Align RC helicopter. It's the 12S version. I built this during a period where I was in recuperation from my having completed a full hip replacement, and I wanted to use the build really as a bit of mental health relief, let's say, and support, just to keep my mind occupied while I was more or less immobile. Anyway, enough of this. I hope you enjoy. This is, as I say, it's a little bit different than what I normally do the video. So I hope you enjoy it. I didn't do like I normally would because of my ill health and my recovery. So hopefully you like the new style and it remains interesting. Okay, thanks for watching anyway, and don't forget to click like if you do like the video, and if not, of course, you can press no, don't like, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Also, please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see further videos like this. Okay, thanks again for watching and hope you enjoy. The TB60 came in very good packaging. Here you can only see the actual packaging, not the courier packaging, but it was very well packed, very well laid out. With the box in, you can see across the top the long narrow box that had the rotor blades and the boom in. The next one down on the right had all the servos and some other electronics and bolts, etc. The next was the speed controller and motor that was in the box on the right with the hole. Then the bigger box had the canopy. The rotor head and swash plate came as a pre-built unit, but was not thread locked or fastened tight, so it had to be stripped down. The bearings in the rotor head had to be greased, put back in the right way here, and make sure that you're putting the bearings back in the correct way as mentioned in the manual. And then all of the components that require bolting to the rotor head was thread locked and bolted together. Same with the swash plate assembly. Came with the ball connectors in and the anti-spin ball link, if you like, on the for the elevator servo. These had to be taken out, thread locked and put together. The next part of the build was the body components. This included both sides, ESC, mounting bracket, the gyro mount, tail, boom retainer, belt tensioners, and one or two other components as well. The next part of the build is to put the lower side frames on, and also to build the skids. I didn't install the skids at this stage, but I did build them. The next part of the build was the tail boom mount set. This had to be stripped down and rebuilt and also adding the thread locks, etc. Then also the belt pulley assembly. This had to be again stripped down because it came complete, greased up and put back together again. The two components then just simply slid in and bolted into the two outer frames, ensuring that as you bolt these in, that you use thread lock again. Okay, the next task is to install the servos. This includes the mounts and rubber grommets, etc. A little bit of a fiddly task, but went together quite well. Next task is the motor mount assembly. First task is to mount the motor to the motor plate using 4 tapered grub screws. Again, these need thread locking. Once that's done, you need then the motor belt pulley assembly. Ensure that is built correctly with the tapered plates above and below the gear in the correct direction. This will stop the belt sliding off. Also take note of the instructions to the left of the motor on the mounting plate, about the 5.1mm from the end of the shaft, and ensuring the flat spot on the shaft is in line, so the grub screw holding the whole pulley mechanism is locked tight and held on in the flat spot. Once the motor is securely fastened to the plate and the motor belt pulley assembly is complete, the motor can be turned upside down and put into place in the sidewall body frames. Again, remembering to lock tight the bolts that hold it into position. The next task in the build is to mount the ESC onto its mounting plate, and also to install the gyro, which in my case is a Futaba CGY 760R. The next task is now to install the main shaft, rotor head, swash plate and the main drive cog into the bottom shaft of the main shaft and its housing. The next task is to install the main drive belt from the motor gear to the main drive shaft gear. Next is to install the tail rotor drive belt. This needs to be around the pulley at the bottom of the main shaft, through to and out through the tail boom retainers and the tail boom itself. The next step is to install the tail boom, ensuring that the tail drive belt is pulled all the way through the boom and keeping it horizontal at all times. The next task is to install the tail unit set, ensuring that you put the tail blade drive belt around the pulley as you assemble this, but this must now have been rotated a quarter of a turn to the right. The next step in the build is to build the tail rotor blade grips. These are as the rotor head, and they need to be stripped down and put back together, greased up, and any Loctite required. Next task is to install the tail rotor push rod. I've actually strengthened this a little bit. It was glued onto the carbon fibre rod, but I put some heat shrink over the ends and with epoxy underneath it, so it's holding it tighter. The next step in the build is to tidy up the wiring throughout the helicopter. So this includes the motor wires, servo wires, etc. These are just, there's holes already throughout the fuselage sides and can be zip tied up. The main rotor blades and tail rotor blades can now be installed, and the helicopter can be set up on the gyro and other transmitter settings. Here is a TB60 already set up and ready for the maiden flight. Everything's working perfect, gyro, etc. So it's just a matter to get to the field and fly. Thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to click on like if you enjoyed the content of the video, and click on subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. Thank you.